Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from StampYourArtOut.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Andover, Minnesota in the US. And I'm here to bring you another live paper crafting class. It is, what day is it? It's Wednesday, December 11th, 2019 at 11 a.m. Central Time. I'm just gonna click a couple buttons here. I wanna make sure that we are good to go. Anyways, I'm late. I'm so sorry. It's actually 11:04. Did I say it was 11? It's 11:04 when I started, and I'm so sorry about that. I was typing, getting things ready, because I always make like this little script that I make sure, I look at it to make sure that I'm not missing mentioning stuff. And all of a sudden I looked up and it's 10:55, and I'm like, shoot, I better get on. How are you all? It is so close to the end of December. Can you believe we're going to be in another new year any day now? It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Yes, December 11th. So we're just days away from Christmas for those of you that celebrate that. Yeah, so it's crazy around our house. We have, shopping and all that to finish up, and then we got to wrap presents when the kids are in school, and who knows if we're going to clean or even cook. I don't know, but I'm still having fun stamping, and when I'm doing this with you guys, I'm in my own little world, and I'm not thinking about all the things that I have to do. That's what crafting brings to me. I love it. So hello. Oh my gosh, we have lots of people joining. There's Carla. Hi Carla. And Christina Myers and Charlotte Schuster. Awesome. Thanks you guys for checking in. I love it. Christine is homeschooling her kids right now. Yeah, see, we can double task, or double task. Is that a term? I don't know. We're ready. We have a really fun thing to share today. Okay, so mentioning that I was trying to juggle all these things around Christmas time. Well, one of them is my Christmas cards. I haven't really done any for my family and people who aren't demonstrators yet, but I got my demonstrator cards done, the cards for the people in my demonstrator group. And I am proud to say that that's what I'm going to share with you today. I did them super quick with a card kit. No, it's not a card kit. It's a tag kit. It's called the Joy of Giving Tag Kit. So I'm going to demonstrate the 5 styles of cards that I made with this kit. Now this kit normally makes 30 tags, 30 Christmas tags, but when I bought the kit, I knew I was going to alter it, think outside the box, blah, 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 and make some different kind of project with it. And it's getting closer and closer to December, and I'm like, I haven't used this tag kit yet. And then I put 2 things together. I said, I haven't gotten any Christmas cards done. I haven't used my tag kit. Put them together, and there, I solved my problem. You guys are gonna love it. My dad, Christina, thank you for asking. My dad is doing great. Oops, I guess we still have sound on this computer. Hang on. There we go. My dad is doing great. Thank you for asking. I mentioned that in last week's broadcast too, that he's like, I don't know, he's made out of steel or something, because he's bouncing back like, I can't believe it. He's doing great. So, and we get to see them tomorrow. My parents are coming to stay with us again. So, yay. All right. So are you excited? Let's go to the computer. I want to share with you, first of all, what we are going to, oops, hang on. Always got to press my little buttons here and make sure they're working. There we go. All right, so I want to make sure that you know what we're going to be using. So we're using the Joy of Giving Tag Kit. I probably should have not capitalized the O. There, now it's not, it doesn't have the blue underline on it anymore. This is a retiring product. So there are a few things that are in the holiday catalog that are leaving us soon, and once they're gone, they're gone. So if you like this idea, maybe you want to do it for your Christmas cards next year if you've already done them, or maybe you're like me and still have to make a bunch more. This would be a great thing to do. You could turn them into New Year's cards if you want to, right? So thank you so much, Karen. All right, so that is retiring. The shaded spruce / gold striped ribbon is retiring, and the wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper, which is that 6x6 size, that's retiring too. I cannot believe that has not sold out yet. I checked just like 30 minutes ago, and it's still available in the online store. Remember when I was talking about Outlander? This is all that beautiful plaid paper, and oh, it's just, oh, I love it. I love it. So grab yourself up some wrapped in plaid paper, some coordinating cardstock, and what else do you need? Envelopes, obviously. You need the gold glitter enamel dots. I ran out of them, but I'm gonna show the cards to you anyways, even though I don't have all the materials. And then some tools, basic tools. I did use one punch, and then I used like my paper trimmer and snips, bone folder, that kind of thing. So I'm also going to show you the scrub and the mist. If you're a new stamper and you're not aware of some of the basic tools, I will be sharing that with you. In fact, this is a perfect project for someone who has not done a lot of paper crafting, because seriously, these all-inclusive kits, they have it all. Okay, so let's go back. I'm going to set up my table area here. I want to make sure that we have everything in place for me to share with you. Okay, oh gosh, I have to adjust that camera because when I was late on getting started, hang on, you're going to see some brightness here and some, there we go. Got to get my camera adjusted. When I was rushing it those last 5 minutes, I didn't have that camera ready, I guess. Okay, here we go. Now I can show it to you. So this is what you get in the kit. It's an all-inclusive kit. It comes in this beautiful box, which you could gift to somebody. It's made out of cardboard, so it's not like, real hard, but it's definitely sturdy. And you get this flyer in there. There's directions. Thanks for sharing. Oh, some of you are sharing my video. I love you. Thanks. Oh no, Pauline, don't go out and shovel. Stay with us. This is fun. Okay, so you get to make these tags, and you can actually see 6 piles here, but they're like this tag and this tag, same. This tag, the same. This tag, the same. So there's actually 3 piles of 10 tags all together in this kit. So what I did is I took all the pieces that you get in the kit, and I took, everything's got a multiple of 10, right? So I took all those items, like there were 10 of these, 10 of these, 10 of those, that's adhesive, 10 of these, 10 of these. Okay, I took all of these things and I said, okay, what should I match up for which cards? And I started cutting and trimming, and so I'll show you what I set aside for each of my 50 cards. So I divided these 10 things into 50 cards. So I made 5 piles instead of 3 piles, which is what you would need for the tags. Okay, you get a roll of twine with it. You get your own ink, but I'm going to be using the large ink, but this is Poppy Parade ink. You also get a clear block and a stamp set, sorry. So you don't have to, go out and buy all that stuff too. You get that with it. These beautiful gold stickers. You even get adhesives too. So let's go ahead and throw this stuff into, actually I'm going to keep that outside for a minute. We're going to throw the rest of it into a little pile here because, all right, we'll shove that aside because I've already got another pile sitting right here, and this is what we're going to use. Hang on. I would have been more organized, I promise. You guys, I don't know what happened to me. All right, so what we're going to do with this is we're going to take these items and set them up. I'm going to show you how I divided them out. Okay, so I first took this tag and I cut it with wearing my glasses. I cut it in half. Are these my glasses? I guess they are. Oh my gosh, Rachel, you might need a stronger prescription. Okay, so I've cut it in half. I need to get a new blade on this trimmer, I think. You know what? Let's turn it around. We're going to bring it out of that little hole on the bottom, turn it, and make it come back in. I always cut in one direction, so it's good for me to... Gosh, Rachel, you got to clean out your trimmer channel, too. Every once in a while, you got to do this stuff. You got to get the fuzzies from your cardstock out. There. Hope that helps some of you that didn't know that you got to clean that out once in a while. All right, we're ready. We're ready now. Okay, then this tag here, which is, of course, connected to this, we're going to cut this white into a few different pieces, okay? So this little scoopy end where you kind of have like a little notch in there, sort of like a postage stamp, we're going to cut that off. We do not need that. Oh yes, much better. See, every once in a while, just turn your trimming blade around and you will have a super sharp blade again. Ruler. I'm just going to measure something really quick to make sure I do not give you the wrong measurements. 7/8 and okay. All right, so now we're going to cut this to 7/8 inches and another strip to 5/8 inches. Oops, this one you're going to have to hold down with the arm of your trimmer. Okay, now we've got our 3 pieces that we will use. This one here, feel free to use it if you want to, but we're not going to in this card. This is going to get flipped over. This is going to stay as is, stay as is, stay as is. These are going to get separated. This is just going to get punched out, and the outside area is going to get tossed. And this is going to get cut. So we're going to cut that where the score line is. And I believe that is 2 inches across. So there's that piece. This piece here, we're going to poke all the extra, there's like all this stuff on the inside that you just have to pull out. And if you stack a couple of them, it goes quicker. Don't ask me how I know. Actually, you can ask me how I know because I did a bunch. So, oh gosh, yes, thank you, Carol. And you know what? That's what I was doing is when I was writing up, Carol Freeman just mentioned something here. When I was writing up my notes to make sure that I didn't miss out on anything, I was going to write down the free shipping deal that's going on today. You want to make sure that you know about that, okay? And so, hey, I'm going to write that down right now. Free shipping on $50 orders today. I'm going to remind myself. 50 plus free. Okay, there. I'll remember to give you more details towards the end. Thank you, Carol. Okay, and then we're going to trim this in half. Like so. Now on this piece here, we're going to punch it with our 1 3/8 inch circle punch. You can stamp first if you'd like to, but you have clear stamps in this kit, so it's not necessary. This is the 1 3/8 inch. You're going to punch that from the middle, and it's okay if it's not completely centered. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to peel back this gold sticker area. And you guys are going to be like, what? Trust me, when you're doing all these tags or cards or whatever you're going to do with this kit, it's going to be so much easier if you get rid of the negative, which is the outer gold sticker area. You do not need it, and it causes problems. Okay, so you can do something else with it, but I'm going to throw it away. So now we're set with that, and I'm actually going to substitute it out for one that I've already taken pieces off of. Okay, so how do we separate these into their different groups? One card got, let's see, this and another card, oh, and this. Another card got this piece, and another card got this one, and this one. Are you guys following along here? Okay. Another card got this piece, and was it this one? Hang on, I'm peeking. Nope, not yet. This one. And another card got this one. So I had 10 of each of these pieces in the kit, and these are the 5 different cards I was making from them. These went on the inside of 3 of the cards because 3 of the cards are made with colored cardstock bases instead of Whisper White. So we need an area for the inside of the card where you can write, okay? So that's what we saved these for. This one went with, hang on, peeking. This one went with this. This one went with, oh gosh, this one went with this one, and this one went with that. Okay, now we're ready to roll. And I'm going to kind of put these in order because we're going to do them in a certain order. This goes next, this goes next. Okay, let's start with the trimmer now. The trimmer, we're going to cut and score our Whisper White cardstock. We're using thick Whisper White for 2 of the card bases and then 3 other colors for the other card bases. The negative is great for a card front. You are so right. Okay, so we're going to score first because that way we can do 2 at the same time. We're going to score at 5.5, which is half of 11. The light colored little blade here is your scoring blade. So you'll want to label that. Here, I'm going to zoom in so you can see. I've labeled mine with just a Sharpie marker that says score on it, and that way I can remember that that's the one I always want to score with, and there we go. Okay, this gets turned this way at 4¼ inches, and now we use the dark blade and we slice. So we've got 2 card bases ready to go. The bone folder tool is great for giving you crisp creases for your card bases, so we're going to get those ready. And the next thing that you want to cut is your wrapped in Plaid Designer Series paper. This is just one of the many style sheets that you get in there, and they're double-sided, so if you feel like your personality calls for the other side of the paper, that's perfect. You can do that. So we're going to go ahead and trim this at 1½ inches by 6. So if you do that, you can actually trim like 3-4 sheets at a time. You can crank out 4 pieces from each of these sheets. What I do is I just cut them to 6 inches. I don't worry about the 5½ inches in the other direction yet, because that way I can get them exactly to fit. So I stick them on and then I trim them up. So that's all set. Let me put that aside over here. And I think I'm actually going to use this one on it. I'm going to use that one instead. But I used these 2 on the first card that I'm going to do because I had different styles for it. Okay. Get started already, Rachel. Okay, here we go. The first card. And all the cards start out this same way, where you take your designer paper and you add it. And I added it about 1/4 inch. It doesn't matter, you just eyeball it, but it's about 1/4 inch from the left-hand side, just like that. Then I turn it over and I trim it up. And I feel like I get more of an exact covering if I do it that way. Then we take this piece and we grab our Joy stamp from the set and the shaded spruce ink, and we just lift it up. If you've never used Stampin' Up! Ink pads before, you just lift right here, okay? You can also, using Connie Stewart's idea, press at the top and it pops it open, whichever is comfortable for you. So we have our shaded spruce, which matches the green that's in this kit. And this Joy, by the way, is a little different. It's not a solid font, so it has like little speckles kind of in it. And it surprised me at first. I thought, am I not getting a full image or what? So I was a little nervous about that, but you do. You do get a full image. It just has more of a rough, textured look to it, if that makes sense. There it is. Okay, so that's that. And then we just tape this on top of this. You guys are going to be so amazed at how fast these go together. Okay, now there's a little hole there. That's where you would normally put like the twine through in order to make the tag. But we're just going to cover that up by, oh yeah, there's stickies on the back, so be careful. By using some extra ribbon, also found in the holiday catalog. This is the shaded spruce / gold striped ribbon, okay? Hey, Wanda found me live in Nova Scotia. I bet it's cold up there. All right, so we're just going to take a little bit and our ribbon scissors. Thanks for catching me live. All right, so we're just going to trim that like that. I love when you guys tell me where you're from. Like Jane, she's from Lynchburg. I love it. Love it, love it. It's so much fun to see where everybody's at. So I just tie this right through the middle like that. Actually, I'm going to turn this around because no, I had it this way. So I'm having the dot on this side because I'm more comfortable. For some reason, I just had better success with my ribbons if I had that over there. So, and we'll go slowly through this. How does that sound? Right over left. The right one is going upward, the left one's going upward, but the right is on top, and we're going to fold it and make it come through to the bottom. This one's going to fold in the opposite direction and cinch upward. Now, after you've got that, you use a finger that can stay and hold it, or maybe a friend or whatever, but I use my ring finger, and I take my top one and I bring it from the left across the front of the one that's being lifted up from the bottom. So this bottom one goes up like that. The top one goes around and over like that. This one does not twist. This one is going to get folded in half and brought through that hole. Okay? And then you just tighten. Ta-da! Okay, so the reason, now you can see why I like it better that way, because there's the hole. And if I want to, I can bring this down a little bit and I can still have that hole covered up because of how the angle of my ribbon goes. So, all right, then you just trim the ends. And if you want to, you can fight the ribbon and make it turn how you want it. Ribbon does have a mind of its own, you guys. I'm sorry about that. The joy is going to be put on top of that. So right above the ribbon goes the word joy. And that's pretty centered. There we go. Then this, seriously, super fast. Watch this. One-dimensional, two-dimensional. The kit, by the way, does come with dimensionals, so you don't have to invest in your own. This just goes right on top, like that. One card done. Fun! Are you ready? Next one. And I gotta flip these out of the way. Oh, here. I'm gonna show you the other version of it, too. There's another version. Oh, and you know what else I want to share? I don't have, where are they? There they are. I don't have the gold enamel dots anymore. I ran out of them completely. So this is what the card would have looked like finished with this paper. Okay, so that's that one. Next card. The next card is done with the navy cardstock and some coordinating navy designer paper. Okay, all right. Oh, someone said that's great. I didn't catch who that was, but thank you so much. Okay, so we'll crease it with our bone folder again, and we'll add this with our adhesive. This is such pretty paper. I love this paper. I'm sad to see it go. I love plaids. Okay, so we'll trim that up. I asked for a plaid shirt for Christmas. I'll see if I get one. Yep. All right, so we're gonna take this ink and close her up because we now need to change to our navy ink. So we're gonna grab our navy ink, open that up, and now I'm gonna demonstrate cleaning off your stamp. So if you're a new stamper, oh gosh, this thing is really full of lint. That's what happens when you have a cat and or when you don't clean your house. Okay, so we have, I really could have cleaned this, I suppose, beforehand. So you spray one side with the Stampin' Mist, you scrub, and then you rub on the other side. So wet, dry. And this is the Stampin' Mist cleaner, and this is the scrub. There. All right, so now we're ready to use the blue ink, the navy ink. We're gonna stamp onto this piece here with our word joy again. Am I still in the camera? I am. If I move over a little bit to the left though, it's better. I'm gonna leave this open because we're actually gonna stamp more too. We wanna stamp a couple more images. This will go on the inside of the card for where we can write. Oh, hang on. Nope, I didn't do it that way. All right, this gets positioned this way because there's a really pretty image of a deer that matches this deer. And so we're gonna stamp that on the inside of our card right here, like that. So that way the image carries over onto the inside of the card. Okay, we're still gonna keep this open because we need it for our last couple stamps. So photopolymer, which are totally clear stamps, I sometimes cut them. And I know that might scare some of you, but I actually sometimes even cut my other stamps too. Is that straight? Hang on. You know, when you work at an angle, it's hard to, there, okay. So it's straight. It's straight enough. What was I saying? Oh, cutting stamps. Okay, so I sometimes cut my stamps. And it's okay. It's okay to do so. So there's a stamp in here. Let me get a new set here. There's a stamp in this set, this one here, that has 3, they look like stars or snowflakes, and I did not like the way they were sitting together. So I cut them into 2 separate stamps. I have a large and a small together, and now I have a small. It might take me twice as long to stamp, but I don't care. Because they're positioned how I like them, and now I can do kind of that 1, 2, 3, you know, kind of like a triangle look instead, which is what I wanted. Okay, the last thing that we're going to do on this, let's close up that ink and move it aside. The last thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab those stickers, okay? So these are the stickers, and I think, yeah, I started on this end and I curved the paper. See how I'm kind of manipulating the paper? Because these little guys here, those things that loop around, are really a pain to pull off. So if you can avoid touching them, you are going to be good to go. Just don't touch them. Then I take my card and I kind of bend. See how I'm bending the cardstock a little bit? I bent it. I laid it underneath where I wanted it to go and put it down. And that's how I got the sticker to go on without any hassle. If anything, this video is worth it just for that tip, even if you're making tags from that kit. Okay, so that card is completely finished. Here are 2 others. I used a couple different navy plaids with that card style. So there's a couple different navy ones, this one and this one. Next card. We have to clean off our stamps though. Okay, you ready? Spray. You don't have to spray it every time, but I don't know, I'm just in the habit. Wash and dry. Wash and dry. Okay, the next card is actually one of my favorites. I have 2 favorites. And this one's going to be done with the shaded spruce color. Surprise, surprise to any of you who know me. It's green. I like the green. And Stacy loves the navy. And Linda loves the navy. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Can you use a spatula to take... no. No, I would not recommend it, Kathy. She's asking if you can use the spatula on the Take Your Pick tool. You really, I mean, unless you're just touching the areas that I touch with my fingers, but you do not want to touch those scrolly things at all. They are nasty, because when you pull in one direction, the other one wants to stick to the paper, and it's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, we're bringing out the shaded spruce ink again. I'm going to zoom out just a tad because I feel like I keep going in and out of the camera. This one's going to get stamped with the word Christmas. So we just stamp right in the center of that with the word Christmas. And then we're going to stamp this piece. See how there's a curve and some space on the top? We're going to stamp that one with Have a Merry, like that. And then we're going to stamp 2 more pieces with this. We're going to stamp this piece with 2 more stamps, I meant to say. So there's actually, I'm going to ink these up so you can see them. There's actually 2 little branch pieces that are in there, and they kind of go in 2 different directions, or the tips do. So this is the order I want them in. I want this one on the left and this one on the right. If I switch them around, it's almost like they're going to be touching each other. So we'll stamp this one first, and we're going to stamp it so it's really far down in this lower right corner. And this one's going to reach down into the curve of that label piece. We'll close this up. get that ink out of the way, check our hands, we're good. Oh, hi Edna, I'm glad that you came. All right, and then we're just going to put a little snail adhesive across there and adhere these together like that. Now this is where you might hate me, but my friend Vicki Spicer was with me, and I don't know if she's on, I haven't seen her name come through yet, but she has a bow tying tool, and she helped me whip together a bunch of these cards. Because these little bows are not fun to make by hand, especially 120 of them. So, so she used her bow tying tool. I wish Stampin' Up! Carried a bow tying tool. We do not. It's basically a couple dowels, and if you have like a fork, and you can have your fork freestanding, you can do it with a fork. Just Google how to tie a bow with a bow maker or something like that, and you'll probably find a whole bunch of videos on it. I do not have the bow tying tool. Okay, so then you just grab your glue dot and you put your bow on actually one side of the glue dot. Okay, this is the trick for these little tiny things. Then you fold your glue dot over so that it's completely underneath, and you're going to stick that right there. This piece gets stuck down. This is probably the most time consuming of all the cards. Oh, there's Vicki. Hi, Vicki. Thank you again. Love you. So that gets stuck there. And then before you actually peel this thing off, because I was in a hurry, I guess, you can cut little strips. I'll show you the finished one, but I put a little golden strip here to accent it. And then I also, because I'm missing the glitter enamel dots, I put a glitter enamel dot up here. So imagine that on my finished card. Let's take our, is this the designer? Yeah. So this is the designer paper we're using on this one. And this just goes here, again, about 1/4 inch away. Trim it up. You bought one from eBay? Cindy said she bought one from eBay. And a fork, yeah, a fork will work with those tiny ones. You just need 2 little sticks coming up, and then you just need to know how to overlap it all. So, okay, then this goes on with dimensionals. Gotta love dimensionals. They are the best. Okay, this goes on here like so, and you want to leave a little bit of room at the top because we're going to add that sticker again. So again, peel the paper away, then grab the middle, get these 2 little guys, you know, that are supposed to stay down, hold on to them with your other finger. Do you see this? How the circle parts are staying down? So you actually have to kind of move the paper away from them, or they're just gonna stay there. It's crazy. They have a mind of their own. Okay, so I've grabbed it just in the middle. I'm gonna bend my cardstock away, tuck it under where I want it to sit, and stick it down. So much less painful than how I was doing them before. So that is the almost finished version. These are the finished versions. So you can see the gold strip. It's just like a 1/16 of an inch. It's barely any gold, but it was just enough to bring more gold further down on the card. And then there's the gold, glitter gold enamel dots. Okay. All right. Next card. This one's using our other white, and I think it's this piece. Let me look here. Hang on. Oh, I might have used the wrong piece, you guys. No, I did the right thing. Didn't I? Shoot. Well, it's okay. I think this one will coordinate. It's gonna have to. I thought I had everything in order, but I guess I messed up. Then I'll have 3 versions. That's the advantage. I'll have 3 versions to share with you. Someone said, mentioned on a comment today that I was reading on one of my videos. She said, I like how you laugh at yourself. And I thought, well, I have to, because it's live and there's really nothing I can do about it, right? I make a mistake live, I gotta keep going. All right, so this one's going to involve these pieces. This needs to go, no, this was from the last one. This was from the last card. Hang on. We gotta stick that back inside before that card disappears on me. There it goes. This was from our green one. Okay, now we're ready. So this one does not need an inside piece. This gets stamped with the Be Merry stamp. Let's grab our green ink and a stamp that says Be Merry. And we're going to stamp that. We're actually going to stamp this twice. We're going to stamp it on this piece here in the middle. And we're going to stamp it on this circle piece. See how you can see right through? So you don't have to worry about stamping first and then punching. There, that one's ready for later. Okay, let's do a little cleaning here too, because I do not want to put my fingers into these stamps. Too many cards that we're making, too many stamps that we're using. That would be horrible if I messed up. Wash, dry. Wash, dry. See how quick this is, you guys? We're almost done with 5 Christmas cards. And when you're doing all the same style at once, it goes even quicker. Set those behind me. In fact, here. Okay, this next stamp, because we're going to use 2 different colors on this card, we're using Poppy Parade. And why would we use Poppy Parade? Because that is the color that is in the tag kit, and that's the coordinating ink color you get. The color that's in the designer paper is a different red. It is Cherry Cobbler. But with this style and the other 2 colors that I'm going to show you, this does not look super cherry-like. You know, it can work with the Poppy Parade. Maybe that's why I put this in here. I don't know. I prepared these supplies last week. All right. So what we're going to do next is we're going to lay this. We're not going to stick it down yet, but we're going to lay it where we want it to go on the card. And it's overlapping about 1/4 inch. I'll hold this up higher so you can see. It's overlapping about 1/4 inch. That will help to guide me where I want this scrolly stamp to go. And I love this stamp. I wish I would have used it more on my cards. So this just gets stamped right there. So elegant, so pretty. This gets mounted onto the other tag area, the one that we haven't stuck down yet, and it gets mounted with dimensionals and stuck down onto here about 1/4 inch. Everything's 1/4 inch from the top of the red. Okay, so there we have that. Then this gets put on with dimensionals. And here's what I'm going to recommend to make it easier to mail, because we don't want our card to be too thick. See how you have dimensionals here? You want to put your dimensionals here and here then. Okay? That way, when it gets flattened and it goes through the mail system, it gets pushed down, it is not, it's going to flatten into just 1 dimension thick, if that makes sense. This arrow part gets matched up with that part of the scroll. And then you stick that down. Then we do another one of these. So we push, push, push all that paper away. When you're cranking out a multitude of cards, do you sit and watch TV shows when you do that? I did that this time, and I can, whenever I'm working with those stickers, I can totally picture the movie I was watching. War Horse. It was called War Horse, and it's like a 2.5-hour movie, but great for kids to watch, at least kids my age. I have a 12 and a 14-year-old. They have not watched it yet, though. They went up to their rooms or whatever. They weren't interested because Grandma, Grandpa, and Mom and Dad were sitting in the living room. So anyways, this is almost done. The only other thing that I would recommend for that card is to add your glitter gold enamel dot right behind up there. So here are the 3 versions of that card. You had to step away, Darlene. Glad you're back. Thanks for coming back. And I'm glad that this is helping some of you. I've seen a couple comments saying that this will help you to finish up your Christmas cards. So if you have this tag kit sitting at home, great. Yes. Okay, let's bring these guys in. We're almost done. Okay, what have I not used? This stamp, and I believe it's this green ink. Yes, I stamped green onto Cherry Cobbler, the shaded spruce onto Cherry Cobbler, because when I stamped Cherry Cobbler onto Cherry Cobbler, it didn't show up enough, and the green did. So we're going to adhere this. Yeah, I think I've used all the supplies that I said I was going to use. Last week's video, did you guys catch this? Before I left last week's video, you know, I signed off. No, after I signed off, I said, oh no, I forgot to add a product. So that's why I'm looking around my table right now. I forgot to add my faceted gems to those boxes. Remember? Hang on. I'm going to grab it. This box that I shared last week, I forgot to add those. So I did it afterwards, and I took photos and posted them on my blog, but I can't believe I forgot the bling. It's crazy. Okay, this piece is going to lay down here where we want it to go, and this is going to get stamped. We're not going to adhere this yet. We're just going to lay it down as a guide. Oh gosh, Rachel, just hold your hand steady. Okay, so this gets held down, and then we stamp this, pull that away, and now we have that where we want it to go. We're done with the inks, done with the stamps. We're going to, actually it's fine. I don't think I'm going to get my adhesive on my table. Maybe. Maybe I will. A little bit. Okay, so now that we've got that done, we're going to adhere this, and hopefully your little circle for that tag stayed in place, because you want that. Mine did on all of my tags. They stayed right in place. And I put adhesive over it so it's not going to move. So that goes there. This gets put on with dimensionals. One at the top, one at the bottom. So I do love cherry cobbler. Yes. And I love it. Susan just said she's finishing her Christmas cards. Well, you know what, Susan? Get this kit for next year, and this will be your Christmas card for next year, right? Maybe. All right, so we're peeling the backing off of this. I couldn't share it soon enough, could I? This gets stuck here, and notice I use that same technique again, where I have a dimensional under this section of the card and this section, and then right here, so that when it goes in the envelope, it's going to feel like one layer of dimensionals. Let's just put this in here now before we forget. That just gets stuck in the middle. And the last thing is, of course, one of these guys. We'll just grab the last one in this row. Loosen it all up, hold those down, turn it around, grab just the pointy part and not the scrolls, lift it up, tuck it under, and press it down. Super fast, super quick. This is where I would put another glitter enamel dot, and here's what that card would have looked like had it been finished with a glitter enamel dot. Favorite one. That's my favorite. It's getting bright in here. My goodness sakes. Okay, let me just put them all out here, okay? I'll try to put out a finished looking one from each pile with the glitter enamel dots on them, okay? Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, let's do that one because I like having a little more blue in there. That way you can take a screenshot if you want to and capture all of these cards. And let's do, oops. Does that have, yeah, this is the one. Oh, this is okay because we didn't put glitter enamel dots on those. And then this one, I would need that one there. Can we get them all in? Let's do this. How's that? You can kind of see them all at once. Maybe. Maybe. There, ta-da! Okay, let's go back to that $50 plus. There's a free shipping thing. So any order that is $50 or more today earns you free shipping. You can purchase pretty much anything that you want. So if you're a paper pumpkin person, I'm just going to mention this. Your month-to-month subscription, it's not going to work with that because the shipping, the way that it works out, you can't really put that in there anyways. Plus, they're getting processed later this month because of the high demand of needing to process all the other orders for Christmas time. blah, blah, blah. Okay, so prepaids though, so if you're paper pumpkin lover like I am, you can purchase a prepaid, like a 3, 6, 12 month, or even a 1 month and add it to something else that you're getting. And you can get free shipping on those. And then you just enter that code and you have some paper pumpkin kits that didn't cost as much as your normal kits. And even if you're a month-to-month person, you can still get prepaids, and that code, when you enter it after you buy the prepaid, you enter the code, it overrides your credit card that's in the system, and you won't have a credit card charge for the number of months that you have that prepaid in there. So what else do I want to tell you? Gosh, just get an order in, because it's the totally awesome deal to have free shipping, right? Any last minute Christmas things on your wish list or whatever. I want to mention something else too. There is a trimmer that you'll want to have. It is a mini trimmer, and it looks like this. It's so cute. So it is available to demonstrators that are active right now. We can pre-order it, is what's going on. We can pre-order things from the spring catalog, and we can pre-order this stuff. Once celebration begins, which is a promotion that goes on from January through March, once celebration begins January 3rd, this item is not something that can be purchased anymore. It can only be had through a new demonstrator starter kit order. I've got a really glowy face right now. Sorry about that, you guys. So if you want this cutter, you either need to be an active demonstrator now, you either need to get the starter kit right now and include this as part of your purchases, because you can do it that way, or you need to get a starter kit during celebration. So that's how you get this little mini cutter, and it's so super cute. You can cut little photos with it, tiny little pieces. If you have a storage issue, this can be sitting on your desk where you don't have to have the huge cutter taking up all that room. You know what I mean? It's a baby cutter. Let me show you one thing with this. Hang on, let me grab my cardstock. I'm just gonna grab Purple Posy. So this is a tip that a lot of demonstrators are sharing right now. You take and you fold your cardstock either direction in half, like this. You grab your bone folder, give it a good crease, because you can fold your cardstock like this without putting a score line in it. You can. Just grab your bone folder. And now it's the perfect size. You lift up the arm, you slide it underneath there, and you put it at the 4 1/4 inch mark, and you cut. Oops. You cut while holding down this. You cut with that. You got to hold that down at the same time. And you've got 2 card bases ready to go. Kylie Bertucci shared this awesome tip. She said if you pre-make, and I didn't do this ahead of time, this is something else I was going to prepare for you, but if you pre-make some layer pieces with your regular trimmer or whatever, then when you're using your little cutter elsewhere, okay, so here's my layer. This is the piece that I want to put on top. Then when you're using your little trimmer elsewhere, like you're taking it on a retreat, or you don't want to have to pull out your big trimmer or whatever, you can just, and this is not going to match, I'm so sorry you guys, but you just put your layer over the top of the designer paper or cardstock that you want to have match up with it, and you hold on to it real snug here, then you line it up in your trimmer, you slice, you turn it around this way, and you slice. See, there's no measurement out here, so I can't tell if my paper is going to be large enough unless I have this little template over the top. And I slice, and now I have a size that will fit on top of my card base. Thank you, Kylie, for mentioning that tip. That is awesome. So you'll want that trimmer. I'm just saying. All right, I'm going to set up the computer because, oh wait, let's do this first. These were the prizes from last week's video. They're containers that hold M&Ms that are personalized with Stamp Your Art Out stuff and my butterfly and all that. And you can watch last week's video to see how to make these. I will include, if you want, because I didn't buy a bunch, but I will include a used bone folder if you want. And if you're the winner, you can tell me if you want that or not. Then this week, for this video, the winner gets, and I gotta find my paper to make sure I say this right, either the stamp set that I used or a fresh one. And if you pick this one, the used one, you get enough supplies to make 5 of each of the tags, which you can turn into cards, right? So you get 5 of every single item. Or if you pick this one, you get 4 of every single item. So you can make some Christmas cards with those. Yeah. So instead of 5 times 3 is 15, you could make, I don't even know what that would be. Oh yeah, 5. I don't know. I didn't do the math. Anyways, you get more pieces with the used stamp set, which I'm not going to use anymore because it's retiring, and demonstrators don't tend to use that stuff after they retire. At least I don't. So you get to pick, okay? So there's that. Let's go to the computer. So let's click on this first, actually. Hang on. I got all these cameras going on. There we go. Just want to mention too that Paper Pumpkin put out their little blurb for the new kit that would be in January. It looks like love is the theme, deliver with love, and you can find this information on Paper Pumpkin page, the Paper Pumpkin page put out by Stampin' Up, and it tells all the details about the upcoming kit. Let's go to videos. Let's go to last week's first, and let's grab the link for that and go into our comment picker and pick a winner. We'll paste, click the search bar. Yay, I love it. Everyone's commenting now. You got to get your comment in. There are 212 of you that commented today. Holy moly. Wow, I thought we'd be less busy today because everybody would be out Christmas shopping or, you know, getting your last minute things done. Kathy Verveka, I think that's how you say your name. Congratulations to you. You are the winner. Yay, and this little doggy down here, oh, you can't see him because I have my picture over the top. That's okay. There's a little ad showing up down there. Okay, so Kathy, you are the winner from, that was last week's video, which means you get to have one of these sent to you. And you can let me know if you want a used bone folder in it or not. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to do a refresh of the page here. Thank you, Linda. And I love it. You guys are doing that thing that I told you to do. You got to say, pick me, pick me, pick me, because it sometimes works. I don't know. Did Kathy do that? If she did, it worked for her. Let's grab the link. 50 cards from one kit. Copy the link. Let's go into our comment picker and click the... Oh, that was 212 of you from last week. I'm sorry. Okay, so today we have 112. Oh my gosh, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. I always draw from the first video first, the one from last week. So 112 of you. Oh my gosh, I thought, what happened? Did you guys just all of a sudden get ready for Christmas and you can all watch me? So 112, that sounds more normal. Here we go. Click the start button. I can't keep it straight. And the winner from today's video. Monique! Monique, congratulations! I'm not going to even... Can I try to say your last name? Amazkita? I don't know if I said it right or not. Let's just make sure that we can find you later, though. Okay. And then we have the YouTube video from last week. So let's pick our second winner from last week's video. That's just crazy. Crazy, crazy. How many commenters do we have from last week's video? 107 of you commented since last week. And so we'll pick a YouTube winner too. You know, the YouTube winners, you're not contacting me back. I'm having to put prizes back in the bin because you are not... Cynthia Schmidt, congratulations. Because you are not getting in touch with me. So when I find you and I say email me at this email address, you got to email me back or I can't get your prize to you. So, and if after 2 weeks I don't get your name, then I don't get you, right? Then the prize goes back in the bin. So some of you are losing out on your prizes. Bummer. I'm really glowy and white. I have the board up too. There's a black thing covering my window, so it's supposed to calm down my light. Oh well, All right, next week I am going to try to make it live. Can you believe that? The 18th of December. But the week after that, I think I'm taking off. Well, you'll have to go to my events section on my page and see, but I think I'm taking that off because my kids will be home. And it's going to be crazy to have them home and try to do a broadcast. Unless you want to see me try to juggle all that noise, I could try. But this video and the photos of the projects, of the cards, will be shared on my blog on Friday. Normally it's Saturday. This week it's going to be Friday. So just in a couple days, come back to visit my blog. That's not it. There it is. Visit my blog at stampyourartout.com. And you can visit it now too. I share like 3-4 times a week, at least 4 typically. And I would love it if you would come visit me on my blog, subscribe to my newsletter, subscribe to my Facebook page. This is the Facebook page that you are on, Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel. And if you're looking to shop for any of these products, you can go to the shop button at stampyourartout.com. You can find that shop button pretty much everywhere. Click on it and you can purchase these items. If you have a demonstrator already or you are a demonstrator, purchase from them or yourself. And have a great rest of your week. I wish you all the best in getting things ready for the holidays. My drawer is still missing. Did you see that in the background? It's not fixed yet, but Dad's coming tomorrow. At least I'm going to be able to ask him his opinion. You guys have a great week. Thank you all for joining me. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.